All right, AJ and I are recording as well. Doug, do you want to count down a clap? Your favorite thing that doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't work, but
You think it doesn't? It works.
Yeah, it's our favorite.
1 out of 3 will line up right.
So we have to do 3. Okay, so we're gonna count 3, 2, 1, clap. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Great. That was 1.
All right.
It's like we're clapping in church. Come on, guys.
All right, someone else count it down. 3, 2, 1, clap.
3. All right, one of you two.
3, 2, 1.
Doug.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. That sounded perfect to me. It sounded like I was like 2 seconds off to the rest of you.
All right, that's fine. That'll work.
That'll do, Pig. That'll do. We could just count off in order 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll sort of align.
Sure.
That's a good point. Changing up the format.
There you go. I'm just gonna give you all sorts of stuff here.
Do we clap first?
So I think, yeah, clap 1, clap 2. How about we all just do patty cake with the camera?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Row your boat.
That's not a bad idea.
In rounds, I start, then, yeah.
Wow, that's not going to be helpful. What if I started counting from 10 and you guys started counting in with me at 5? It's going to sound insane to me, probably. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year.
Happy Life Day, everyone. TC is not currently familiar with the interface. May have been at some point, but it's all a little bit... It's not that TC can't do it, it's just a little bit foreign to TC. Feels new, even if it is something that they have used before.
It's like going to England and driving a car. You've driven a car, and you have your driver's license, but you're not used to driving on the other side of the road, with the steering wheel on the other side of the car. There's a learning curve.
Totally.
Do you know how long this session's outtakes episode is so far?
Why is that an outtake? It's 0 seconds long so far.
You remember that your hookah joke didn't make it to the final cut, right?
I've never forgiven you.
Yeah. We put the neato in incognito. Straight to the outtakes.
I could see
why does everything remotely funny have to be an outtake?
Not everything remotely funny.
The car analogy was appropriate for the situation.
Half the outtakes episode is going to be us debating what should be an outtake.
Not the car analogy. This is the hill I die on this time. Don't do the hookah. Don't do the hookah again.
Oh, I won't. Okay. You want to roll it?
Yeah.
So that's your move with
discipline
and ranged light, right?
Yeah, range light, but it runs off of discipline when you're using the force. Pretty sure. The user makes a force power check and rolls a range attack using the discipline skill as part of the pool.
Okay, so it's a ranged combat check, so either range light or range heavy.
But does yours have the use discipline skill?
No, it doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Yours does?
Yeah.
We're looking on the same page in the same book, and they're different.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm taking a picture of it. That is weird. I wonder if that's part of the errata or whatever.
And once again, Mir is underground, surrounded by rocks, dirt, pieces of the earth, and he's alone.
At least it's not sand.
Gets everywhere.
I hate it so.
Dice feels sort of buzzing in his pocket, and he pulls out his portable comlink, and he pushes the button on the side, and a voice comes through. And it says, "Execute Order 66." And Dice starts clutching his head.
That, my friend, is not going to be fixed by ibuprofen, I don't think.
Well, we muscle him down the hallway, and blood's just dripping down the floor and all over my nice diplomat robes.
Yeah, you're getting a little gunk on you.
I'm getting a little gunky gunk.
All right, game's over.
Some body gunk.
How many tanks can fit in like one of those like brown ships?
I think the brown ships are for... I guess they... Did they like unload the big brown tanks from the center of them? I don't remember episode 1 very well, I guess.
I don't remember that scene. It's not... The ship isn't what I focus on.
Yeah. Those ships are just like Russian dolls. It's just a big ship with a smaller ship inside it that has a couple smaller ships inside it that has a couple smaller ships inside it that has a bunch of droids inside it.
Yeah, it really is like a Russian doll, but it's also like fun in the same way that a Russian doll is. When it like lands and a door opens and a thing comes out and a thing comes out and you're just like, huh? This is like,
what else could be in there?
It's like if the alien from Aliens opened its mouth and a little mouth came out and a little mouth came out and a little mouth came out. A little toothpick came out. Simsk is
Smisk. But that's a common mistake.
Smisk. I'm writing it a second time on top of what I've already written.
I've grown used to it in the 20 minutes that I've existed.
I imagine Rexy sits in the communications seat and watches the lights change as they...
You mean Mir?
Or, yeah. Dang it! As Mir sits in the communications chair.
Yeah, has Smisk worked within the... It's so hard. I'll get it. So does Smisk work...
I'm so sorry.
No.
You can hear the pod racers flying by up in Famba Avenue, about a quarter mile away. They sound like a train.
Interesting. You threw me a curveball there. But
You threw yourself this curveball.
I guess I did. You were remembering something
except
that I
would
forgot.
not have remembered it, except that I edited
Mark, that's
that
called a
episode
boomerang.
A self curveball.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a minute? Should I go get a water?
I do need a minute, actually.
Okay. So when you plug them into that little computer and it says, "Welcome CT16344."
Right. Well, that rings a bell with me. That's not Pyjack, is it?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was, but it's been
Is
a
that
while.
acceptable?
Yeah, absolutely it is, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's a little Easter egg for people that should know better, like me. I thought it was.
I've had a draft, just like as a note, when I was listening way back, whenever that was, I wrote a draft email with that number in it. And it's been sitting in my drafts for 2 years, probably. Just waiting for the appropriate time.
That's so cool. Yeah. So yeah. This is all just going to go to the outtakes of me being like. I mean, this is so self-indulgent that I'm getting off on this, but I can't help it. It's just so cool. Oh, just love it.
There are no toys in prison, Glug.
That's right. You become the toy in prison, Glug.
Trask just turns to Yoplay and is just like, "Are you good, man? Are you okay?"
I'm swell. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so
They're gonna
I like the idea that once you know one clone, you know them all.
well, it's not
I'm familiar
not
with all
untrue.
of the clones. if I'm familiar with one. Oh wait, this is Carp sneaking in.
You've seen
Which is true. Goat eyes are absolutely freaky. Check it out if you don't believe me. They give me the fear.
Yeah, they are something else.
any kind of lead to follow.
What? Did I do something? What?
It was just a really loud slurp.
Sorry. It's really hot coffee, and I can't take big sips of it yet.
Oh, I'm a slurper. I understand.
Oh, bloody hell! Oh, we've been banned. Oh, what's the word? Not banjaxed. That's relevant, but not actually the word I'm looking for. Banjoed, bushwhacked. That's the one.
I couldn't think of that word earlier. You're on the
bridge.
And you're on the bridge.
There's a whole thing about takes about us not being able to remember the parts of a ship.
It's the It's the core life. Quarantine does that to you.
Man, I guess I'm not watching enough Star Trek lately. That was really helping me get those science fiction naval terms ingrained in my brain. I mean, I just struggled with thinking about the word ceiling. But anyway, what do you call it? It's not a pod bay door. It's like a
Pod bay door.
How?
A ramp.
Is it a ramp?
A ramp.
Yeah, it's like
you can just say it that I forgot the word for ramp.
I couldn't think of it either. It should be like, I don't know. Into this, you enter definitely a cockpit. Not a cockpit. Man, words. Let's try this one more time.
Words.
You head up through the lift, and it takes you through the cockpit. I keep saying cockpit. As you look through the cockpit, not the cockpit. As you look through the hangar.
If you get me, I need to know how big
Yes.
my threat surface is.
Yes.
I'm using so many arsey phrases. Sorry, I'm using so many phrases like that, and people are going to be like, "Oh, look at him! He thinks he knows what he's talking about." And I'm like, "Hey, don't mess with Sharp Lad." So,
How do you take a blue one off?
Just click on it.
Oh, okay.
Fine, I'll come up with another one.
See, TC will argue that
You look important.
Smisk has a setback, but he'll argue boost for himself.
True.
I see how it is.
Boost for Smisk's very fancy outfit.
Well, they don't see us. The whole point is to sneak
Fine.
away. I'm not trying to intimidate them just yet.
It's just very soft, and you can't
Right,
hear
it's not
it.
very rustly. And I'm wearing bantha hide boots, which are extremely soft. They're like the Uggs.
So
They're
am
like the
I.
Uggs of Coruscant. And
This whole part's getting cut.
no, Mark, stop it. Let me live.
I'm gonna put my foot down. TC is not wearing bantha hide boots.
Wait, I am though.
Sure, that's fine.
I'm describing my outfit. Mark, you're not allowed to put this in the outtakes because I am describing relevant information. I am wearing bantha hide boots. They're like Uggs. And I've got soft clothing, so I'm not making a lot of noise. And I'm sneaking. I'm sneaking around. It connects with his neck, but instead of slicing all the way through, it's like it kind of lops it off part way, like he's nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter, where it's kind of flopping to the side a bit, and
It's not
but it slows
flopping
him down.
off. It's not flopping around.
Does Mark get to say what my successes are?
I do get to say, because you didn't get any advantages. You didn't get a triumph. You got 2 threats.
You're ignoring the 2 successes part, and I don't really feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of my successes.
Your successes are that you hit me.
Well, okay, so on that point, let me tell you what I had been thinking was if I had been successful in cutting out, and I still stand by the fact that I had every right to think at that point that I was doing the right thing. And so had I managed to get your head off, my plan was to take your head with me, like under one arm, and the cassette in the other hand, like a shopping basket. And I was gonna preserve your head, and I was gonna get, maybe we could even take your little helmet sticker or little droid sticker with you.
If you
your
had
metal
left
chest
behind
sticker.
my magnet,
I wouldn't have left your magnet
I'd have been
behind. I would have
very
taken your
upset.
magnet with me. I would have stuck it to your head. And I would have taken you off somewhere, and we would have had like a good heart to head about where things stood with the Empire. And I was gonna, I don't know, there would have been discussions ahead. So I wasn't just gonna abandon you there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a plan.
I think we
I
left
just
it
couldn't
away.
cut your head off.
You know,
we should actually roll some Destiny dice. 2 light side for you.
2 light side for me as well.
Wow, you win. We're done. Evo finds everything he's looking for, gets it to the right people. The Empire never happens. We've changed Star Wars.
Woo!
Is this gonna work?
Doug, I hate to do spoiler alert, but this literally cannot end with us getting blown up.
Different. It could be a different universe.
Sure.
Could be a multiverse.
How do you think I got here from Trandoshan? No, I'm not gonna say. I thought it would be funny if she joked that she had flown from Trandoshan on an escape pod. But...
Kitten. Sorry, I can see a kitten in the background, by the way, and I get easily distracted by cats.
Oh yeah, there she is.
I've had to lock mine out because she'll jump on the keyboard.
Yeah, she will eventually cause some chaos here. A Lucra Hulk class LH-3210 cargo freighter. Some of these were turned into droid control ships during the Naboo crisis. I don't know if they are anymore.
Sorry. I feel like it's only polite to make some kind of acknowledgement. I don't want to be rude to the droids and not respond.
Is right.
Junior Ambassador, Executive Officer Pinnell here. I have to do a voice that's not TC44.
Executive Officer Pinnell here.
Fear of recollection and fear of what's hidden from
Recollection?
what has been hidden. Yeah, whatever. Recollection. It's a perfectly cromulent word.
That's just recollection in Duros, okay?
Okay.
But I think I do, for that to happen, my character does already need to be at like an emotional boiling point with everything that's been happening, and so I should have
get there.
Well,
I'm gonna get you there.
if anyone could, TC44, it'd be you. I can't really recommend your services right now because you're completely derailing this hostage situation. There's not many lines on that. How did I become a diplomat?
It's a great question. It's your character.
Aggressive negotiations.
A story for another time.
Yeah, aggressive negotiations.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, and
Look.
sidebar, Mark, I know you were trying to bait me with those clone trooper things, but I'm playing a different character, not Carp, someone who loves and appreciates and respects the clone troopers. Or do I just sense like nefarious motives in everything you say now?
You might.
Separatist cruiser is enormous. Probably.
What kind is it?
You had to do that to me.
You knew he was gonna
I did.
ask.
It's important.
Larger than a baseball, but smaller than, I'm going to say football. I, of course, mean soccer ball, because, you know, the whole...
I understand what you're saying.
What you call football, we call rugby, kind of, and then there's a whole...
Right.
What we call football, you kind of call soccer, and it's basketball. It's a little bit smaller than we're all universe with that. It's a little bit smaller than a basketball. Were you checking with the cat then? Like, yes, we know what that is. Meow, meow, meow. It's a little wow. It's a little bit smaller than a basketball.
Sure, totally.
You two sound alike when you say that.
There's certain things I bet we sound really similar.
Mark has said that exact word in that exact tone.
Okay. He kind of stops in his determined stride. And there's a very awkward moment as he kind of looks at K-Tag and K-Tag looks at him, and they both kind of look at his data slate, and he slowly takes it back out of his pocket and looks at it.
I don't want to, like, ruin that whole thing, but I had this thing planned. And there's a message on it, and it says, "You're leaving a trail."
At this point, to me, the Jedi are still very much because it was only just recently that they all got wiped out, right?
Last night.
Like last night?
Last night. Okay. Yes, it was last night.
Oh, sorry, I was asking as Nikki, not as Smisk.
The wound is a little fresh.
I'm starting to realize this droid is not here to help me.
Starting to realize this droid is weird.